All right, what's up, world? What's up, good people? This is your boy Bernard Dice from Lifestyle Motivation. Topic today is about encouragement, being real, and talking to our kids, right? About challenges that they may face, not only challenges, but being observant to the behavior of their peers, right? And also at home, right? The attitudes that most kids have at home. How do you ensure that they have a good attitude at home and also have that great attitude when they step out in public to be a great reflection of you, right? So if I'm gonna be real with you all, I have to have these conversations with my children as well, right? To make sure I set my kids up for success, right? Prime example, have the conversation with your kids about sex, have the conversation with your kids about bullying, have the conversations with your kids about flirting and finding that perfect mate for them. And then you can say it ain't that perfect, nothing is perfect, no, it's not, but finding that person that matches their character, right? That person that matches they fly, as the kids want to call it, right? That person that encourages them and pushes them, right? And you can see those things at a very young age, right? So let's just be honest, right? So with my daughter, right, we had the conversation honestly this morning about waking up with a positive mindset. Don't wake up with an attitude, right? We all know we have our kids that have their own personalities, right? We're not gonna say our kids don't have their moments, right? But when they step outside of your home, it's not time to have those moments. It's time for you to be who you need to be and act the way that you need to be. But as parents, we have to have the conversations with them to mold them, right? Because as parents, we are the gatekeepers for our kids, right? We are the motivators for our kids. We are the protectors of our kids, right? And we also have to be the role models for our kids so they can see the same thing that we're talking to them about and communicating to them about. They actually see it visually, and then they take that visual effort that they see and then they apply it to their own life when they step outside of your home, and also when they interact with others, whether that's in your home, at school, right? With your other kids, with you. You have to lead by example, right? So having a conversation with my daughter was about making sure she enjoyed her childhood, right? She's 9. Enjoy her childhood. Don't try to be the parent. Don't try to be the mommy and the daddy, right? Even though you got younger brothers and sisters. Enjoy your childhood, right? And when you enjoy your childhood, right, you embrace just being her. She don't have to worry about the stresses of the world. But at the same time, know how to hold herself accountable to wake up, to know how to have conversations, right? Because this then instills discipline in her to say, if I do have a moment, I can talk to my mommy and my daddy about it, right? If I am getting upset with my brothers and my sisters, it's not right for me to yell or scream or keep trying to argue with them. This is something I need to take back to my mom and my dad to have that conversation with. But it is okay for me to correct them at times to say, don't do that, you shouldn't do that. But then outside of that, it's just like being at school. You want to teach your kids that if they get in a situation where another kid is messing with them, they know how to say, no, leave me alone, right? This prevents the bullying, right? And then if that kid continues to mess with them, then you teach them, all right, it's time to escalate the situation by going to tell another adult. And it's sort of hard because you want to teach your kids, hey, retaliate if they put their hands on you, this and that. Yes, at times it depends on the situation, of course, but you want to teach them how to de-escalate. And in life, when you teach them and talk to them about how to handle themselves, they know how to handle pressure, right? They know how to handle their emotions. They know how to control their emotions, right? And then that way it bleeds over to everybody else that they encounter, right? And they know how to get away from the people that, or the other kids that don't mean them no good, right? Secondly, the second thing that we should always talk to our kids about is relationships, right? Especially if you got older kids, right? Teach them the signs of another student flirting with them, right? Teach them and tell them about sex, right? The downfalls of it, right? If you started too early, right? The STDs, right? The potential of having a baby, all this kind of stuff, right? You have to teach them about this. Teach them how to think with their head, right? Especially our young men. Think with their head, not with they you know what, right? With they other part, right? So we have to teach them how to control their emotions. So when they do get in that situation to where they possibly wasn't able to control their emotions during that moment because they got caught up in the moment, they know how to deal with it. They know how to protect themselves if it was something that was super unavoidable for them. Teach them how to come to you and have those conversations, those hard conversations about those different things, right? So that way they can talk to you and you can communicate and you can share your wisdom and knowledge on them to where in your head, your world may be spinning because, oh no, my kid is talking about this. I don't want to talk about this. But at the same time, you have to. And this teaches them, right? So then it goes back to being an example, right? If you a man that's sleeping around, if you a woman that's sleeping around, right? That's flirting with everybody, right? Not on your game, and your kids see this, when your kid grow up, how can you expect your kid not to do anything different, right? Teach them the importance of being with that one person, right? Teach them the importance of taking care of that person, right? And that person taking care of them back, right? Teach them the importance of love, right? And how love should be in a relationship, right? So that way at a young age, they learn what it's supposed to be, regardless of if you as a parent done been divorced, right? Yes. Because at the same time, I done been divorced, right? But at the same time, God sent me that perfect person for me, even after going through divorce, right? So you have to mold your children to teach them the importance of how to deal with life and how life can throw curveballs at them, how life can sometimes be funny, right? How if you do the wrong thing, you have to be accountable for your actions, right? So then next is discipline and commitment and accountability for your kids, right? And teaching them that, right? So force your kids into a schedule, right? There's teenagers, there's young kids, right? No matter how old it is, right? From a baby all the way up, force them into a schedule, into a habit of doing things, positive things, right? And this is gonna bleed over into how they carry themselves as young children, right? From them pushing through when they playing on that soccer team, right? Or that baseball, basketball, or whatever it is, right? When they participate in the cheer team squad or whatever it is, when they in class doing their work, this teaches them that you have to do your homework, boom. You have to do your chores when you get home, boom. You gotta mow that grass when you get old enough to mow that grass, right? You have to take care of your body, right? You have to do the things that are hard, right? That you may not want to do. So when you get older in life, you know how to push through adversity, right? And when you have these conversations, even though they may laugh and joke at the same time, when they be like, nah, I don't want to hear it, act like they don't want to hear it, still have those conversations. Teach them how to communicate within the home, how to shake as a man, how to shake a man, another man's hand, right? Right? As a woman, how to shake a woman's hand, right? How to give eye contact when you're talking. When you do these things, it teaches them and molds them at a very young age. I always say, a lot of times we see other people come to our country, right? Other races, and they start these businesses and they excel, right? But a lot of times the people that's right here in the United States or right there in those areas are too afraid to step out and start businesses, right? You have to be bold in everything that you do. And everybody has an opportunity to be great. But if you teach your kids the importance of discipline, commitment, right? Accountability, how to handle themselves, right? How to have a business mindset at a very young age, when they get older, they'll be the ones opening them businesses. They'll be the ones partnering with people from other countries, right? They'll be the successful ones, right? So continue to push and motivate and elevate yourself while you do the same thing for your kids. When your kids see you doing something, make sure that's a reflection of something positive, something great. And then if you do make a mistake as a parent, own up to it. Talk to your kids about it in a way that they understand, and then share with them what they should or should not do in life. Have the hard conversations. Do not be afraid to push your kids to see the greatness in them. Do not be afraid to push them, to tell them, hey, you need to do better. Right? Hey, you need to apologize for that. Hey, you need to treat people right at the end of the day, right? And then when you do that, I guarantee you, you're going to have the greatest kids in the world, right? You're going to have the greatest kids in the world. So believe in yourself and believe in your kids. This your boy, Bernard Dyson, signing off from Lifestyle Motivation. Stay blessed.